I don't have anything to say, but whew, that was difficult. Really proud of our guys, how we responded in the second half. Obviously, we have a lot of people not used to the cut blocking and had a lot of injuries, and that hurt us quite a bit. But the biggest thing was, hats off to Cal Poly. I mean that triple option is obviously difficult. We've played it before. We just didn't handle the cut blocking. They were cutting us down up front, and we started off pretty good, and then we just had people not taking their assignments. And you got to be disciplined, take the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, and we could not get our ends to close to the dive. Second quarter was chaotic. So, but I'm proud of how the guys responded in the second half. I'm proud of how as many injuries as we have, guys filling in there. I don't know how many plays Cherry played and Tayshawn played, but they played a whole bunch. Obviously, the dual Inferno was amazing. What an incredible atmosphere that is. They never stopped cheering the entire game. And all that matters is that you're 1-0. Games like that obviously are catastrophic if they go the other way. And but when you go and win them, obviously they make you better. So really proud of how our guys responded in the second half. A little bit cleaner of a game, not as many penalties, just too many mental mistakes still. And but proud of how our guys responded and went and got the win. Questions?
Coach, as you mentioned, it seemed like out of the gate you were having some success against the dive. Was it just kind of physically getting the cut blocks wearing on you, or what happened there?
I'm going to have to look at the film. I mean, we did a lot of the similar things that we've done. I mean, I was a wishbone quarterback, so I've got a pretty good idea of what to do with it. And they were just getting us cut down, and nothing they did we didn't work on. I mean, there's only so many ways you can run the inside veer and the midline veer and the belly option and all that. We were too concerned about the quarterback, and it was really just in the second quarter we couldn't get it slowed down, and then they bobble a snap, and our guys, I guess our bandit safety seen it and took off running, and then they get a kind of a cheap touchdown. Other than that, our secondary played really good. Obviously, losing Armand was disruptive for us. Both corners played really well, but they didn't really have to do much. No, it was just assignment, and I'll have to look at it. But we prepared. It's hard to prepare in a week for that. Don't vote for ever doing that ever again in the preseason. It's just, all the cut blocking. You see how many ankles, and we got about 4 or 5 guys on crutches after that game, and it has a lot to do. I wish they would outlaw that. I think it's, I wish you couldn't do it. But that was something that they were very, they were good at it, and they did a good job on it. They weren't out. The thing about it is we just weren't taking, we weren't getting to our responsibility. And then obviously we had to try and make some adjustments, had some confusion, and they just didn't play very well in the second quarter. The guys came back the second half and were great.
Todd, how do you feel Mike Bercovici is coming along? He seemed hit some passes a few times. Guys couldn't quite close the deal offensively. But how do you feel he's going?
I think he's doing really well. We just need to get people to he's got to. He makes some incredible throws, and I think he's doing really well. We just got to get guys. We have a lot of routes ran at the wrong depth. We got guys that are very capable athletically. We're just making some mental errors in some critical situations there, and we just a whole bunch of yards and not very many points for that many yards. You know what I'm saying? So, got to score points. I like his demeanor on the sideline. 4th and 3, I was going to kick a field goal. He came and said, "Hey, man, we need to score. We don't need to kick a field goal." So, I like that. I'm always going to listen to that too, because this is his team, and I'm going to listen to him. And I like that. And if I had it again, I'd do it again. I'm tired of. We're going to start going for it. I'm sick of punting the ball and all that stuff. So we need to be more aggressive when it comes to that, because we need to get our confidence rolling. I think it's just not hitting on all cylinders, and you're playing against some really different people. It's really different stuff that we're seeing, and but it's like anything. I think with it's been slow, but he's done really, really well, and we're going to be fine. I mean, we just got to keep working. I thought tonight the biggest thing tonight was we didn't play very well defensively. I mean, and gave up too much rushing yards and gave up sustained drives that I don't know how many minutes they had, but I was kind of shocked when I looked at the stats and rushing yards. They had like 330 yards total offense. I thought it was 5,000. You know what I'm saying? It's most stressful. Those games stressed me out worse than any games. But the bottom line is, I was sitting in my room today watching Gus, my buddy Gus, going to overtime against Jacksonville, and I was going, man, that looks like something I don't want to do, and so it was pretty stressful. So, but I'm proud of our guys, proud of how they responded, and it's a win. I'll take all the ugly wins we can get.
Todd, Mike Norvell was up in the press box for this game, which is something he has not done. Can you just explain what went into that decision?
Well, I mean, one of the things that's allowed us to be successful is we've not had a lot of change on our staff, and so obviously Bo had a lot of experience up there, almost 20 years, and so every year that him and Mike have been partners, so obviously that change really was difficult for us. And so last week we just felt like he couldn't really see and didn't get the information that he wanted. So I think that's why we'll do it, because I do think there were some positives about that tonight. And I thought Taylor did a great job on the field, him and Dale Alexander, and there wasn't any issues on the field about not getting out there, getting a play call in and all that. And there's something to be said for that. I was a head football coach at Tulsa, and I sat in the box because I called the plays. That's how big I think it is. I would love to get out of all the distractions on the sideline and just be able to sit up there and call the play. You go to games sometimes, you go like, what are these idiots doing? What are they doing? There's some merit to that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of chaotic down there, and so I think that's really going to help us. And I think that Mike's an experienced enough quarterback that it's not, and Dale's down there with the receivers, and Taylor's down there with Mike, and I think it's just something we need to do because we need to be able to see. And we didn't feel like, we made very good adjustments last week, or we felt like it was something that we didn't get the information that we needed to have. And so that's why he went up there, and I think that's something that, I felt like it was positive tonight, but we'll keep evaluating that. But I think that's a good thing. Years and years and years of experience, and him and Mike actually, work together, calling the plays. So just a wealth of experience, and knowing what the defense is doing, knowing what the looks we're getting and stuff like that. And so that's not an excuse at all. It's just I think that was disruptive for us, and so I think it's going to help him to go up and he can see the things. Does that make sense? He can see exactly what's happening to him, and obviously we're training other people to do that, but you can't do it that quickly. So we're going to keep him up there and do it that way. I think it was positive. I didn't think obviously Mike and I had a chance to visit, but I think I can tell you, I would love to sit in the box and call plays. I think it's a lot easier, and it's a lot. If you look most people in the NFL, offensive coordinators are going to be in the box, and defensive coordinators for that matter. Some people like to be on the field, but I think it's something that will help us in the long run. So we got a lot of work to do. Obviously, we came out, played on the road, played in a tough atmosphere. I'm grateful to our fans. It was a great atmosphere. We had a great, unbelievable, probably one of the best. Team walks in Wells Fargo that we've had. I appreciate that. And the students, the band, Spirit Squad was awesome. And I was really proud of our guys, how they fought back, and proud of a lot of the guys that came off there were backups that had come in and play in a kind of an adverse situation. But it was pretty tight, and I think our guys really showed great character there.
Coach, can you kind of speak to the weeks that Tim White and Cody Cole had and how they kind of stepped up there at the end?
Yeah, I love Tim. I mean, what a great kid. I mean, he's just got a great spirit. And, Gump gets a hamstring or whatever, and he's our punt returner. Then Brimhall was kind of struggling a little bit and a little bit nervous, I think. And we just put Tim back there, and he acts like it ain't nothing, And I was about to, because that was punting into our own end there late was big. But just how he's responded. He had a hurt hand, and he's just been incredible. He's going to be a great player for us and a dynamic guy. Cody's a guy that we like I said early before the season started, he's a guy that I think has tremendous potential to help us. Made a heck of a catch. I just want a heck of a throw on that last touchdown or second to last touchdown. Second to last touchdown. Was incredible on the third down play. But both those guys, great character, great heart, and did a great job. Thanks, Coach. Okay.